Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And Colin and I are back out here today at Beaver Creek Golf Club in Vail, Colorado. Yeah, one of our other favorites on the channel out here. Kind of a short course, but where it lacks in distance, it certainly makes up for in narrowness and the requirement to be accurate. So, yeah, we're only playing it from the blues today, just kind of taking it easy at 5,669 yards. And these first three holes here are real doozies. So, yeah, and speaking of, this first hole starting off with a par 5 at 483 yards for us. It tips out at 548. And, yeah, as you can tell out there, there's a nice, pleasant landing area with tons of room, out to the right anyway, right off the tee box here. Or you could try to go for it to the lower tier, and that's definitely going to require a huge shot. So, yeah, if I was you, I would just take like a mid-iron and put it out there somewhere in this fairway, and then make it a three-piece hole. That's definitely the way to do it. And this is the number 3 handicap on the course. So, yeah, there's that too. And also, this is the second Midgard Golf hat giveaway. So on the number 1 handicap on this course, and I guess you could look it up to find out what hole that is, but on that hole, I'll be saying what I want to see in the comments to get you in. And you have to be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment to the tune of what it is that I tell you guys on the number 1 handicap, and then we'll go from there. Then I'll do a drawing in about a week's time, and yeah, we'll see who's getting probably the rarest hat in golf. So, without further ado, I've got the 7-iron in hand. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the second hole, the number 15 handicap on this course. Just a little par 3 here, 167 yards downhill for us, tips out at 190. So, yeah, I mean, the steepness here is pretty drastic. It's about a 30-yard hill here that you're hitting down, maybe a 25-yard hill. So, yeah, I'm probably playing it at around 135, 140. But, yeah, 140, I think that's about the number. But really, you just can't miss right here. And you don't want to miss long either. So I would probably play the front of the green distance unless you're really comfortable playing the middle. Yeah, other than that, though, if you happen to hook one over there to the left, there's a bunker to catch you. And then, of course, there's 3 bunkers off to the right if you happen to just barely miss that way. But that hill over there is pretty steep and a fair chance that it'll kick you back into play if you do happen to hook one to the left. So I would say either short or left, or short and left, would be the direction that you want to play. Although you may end up in a bunker over there off to the left side of the green, but the lip is so short off that bunker that last time we were out here I literally putted it out of there just fine. So I would not be scared of that bunker off to the left at all. Anyway, so I've got the pitching wedge in hand today. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 3rd hole. Another par 5 right off the rip here. It goes 5-3, 5-3. How do you like that for pars? And then the rest of the 9 is just straight par 4s. Kind of a crazy configuration for this course. But this happens to be the number 1 handicap on the course. So here's what I want to hear, or what I want to see rather, in the comments to get you in the drawing for the Midgard golf hat. I just want to know, what is your favorite course? And it could be a course that you've played or a course that you simply want to play in the future, like maybe a bucket list course, something like that. But what is your all-time favorite course? That's all I want to see. And maybe, an explanation of why it's your favorite course. That'd be kind of cool, too. I'd love to read that. Anyway, just trying to get to know you guys a little better is all, just like the last hat giveaway, because I love it. And it kind of gives me some insight on what content that I should film for you guys. If I see a course come up more than once, maybe I'll look it up and be like, all right, well, can I get there? Or maybe a course like it, and then check it out from there. But anyway, so this hole here, 516 yards and a hard dogleg left at that. So right off the rip here, you've got a pretty inviting landing area of fairway. But you're definitely going to want to get it kind of towards the back of the fairway that you can see off the tee box here, so that you can make that left turn and be absent of trees in your way in order to make your second shot, where most of your yardage is going to be made on this hole. Because unless you can just put a huge, long snap hook on a driver, you're probably not getting into the second run of the fairway off the tee box here. That's just a really hero shot, and I would not advise it, that's for sure. When you are in this landing area, you'll have a little creek to hit over, and then after that, it's pretty much smooth sailing the rest of the way. And the hole, the rest of the way will slope from left to right. So I would definitely hug the left side all the way up the remainder of the hole to the green. However, once you get up there, then you're going to have some bunker trouble off to the left next to the green there, but really, like I said, those bunkers are, or just like the last hole I should say, those bunkers are not that scary. Easy to get out of. So, without further ado, I've got the 4-iron in hand. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 4th hole. Another par 3, as I mentioned before, and this will be the final par 3 of this first part here, of this 2-part series out here at Beaver Creek. So this one, much easier than the last, that's for sure. You definitely don't have that huge slope to worry about. And just 143 yards from our tee box, but tips out at 224. So if you're playing the tips, this kind of turns into a little bit of a tough hole. But that said, the green on this hole is absolutely massive. So even if you are hitting that 224 number, you've got all kinds of room up on that green to strike it. Obviously, you got some bunker trouble in the back and to the left. And those bunkers are obviously sloping all the way down to the hole there with low lips. So not very scary bunkers either. And then you've got the creek to hit over in order to get on the green in the first place. That kind of runs all the way up the middle of the hole and then off to the right. So once again, I'm saying that the good miss here is going to be off to the left. You definitely don't want to miss short, or you're going to be in that creek as well. So just do everything you can to miss left here. You've got the entire world to miss left over there. So and maybe take an extra club just to make sure that you get there, even if you do have a bad strike. Other than that, though, not a whole lot to worry about. So I have the 9-iron in hand, and let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the fifth hole. And how about that? The first par four of the course at hole number 5. You'll love that. So the number 5 handicap here, playing for us at 382 yards, tipping out at 422. So yeah, this hole here, a bit of a dog leg right, and yeah, about 2/3 of the way down the hole, maybe 3/4. You've got a little tiny stream that kind of cuts right across the fairway. So you kind of have to worry about that for hitting a big shot here. And then you've got a little bit of force clearance right off the bat with actually that same stream. So yeah, but I mean, not a really huge deal for most players. As long as you can get it up in the air and make a fair amount of distance, you'll be just fine. We've got one bunker over there off to the left if you happen to hook one over there. But yeah, and if you do, then, well, you'll see. We're going to show you what it's like to play out of that. Little foreshadowing for you, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the lip there is low enough for you to hit the green from there anyway, so long as you're a pretty good clean striker out of a bunker. So I wouldn't really worry about that either. The only thing you really don't want to do is hit it long here, right? Unless you're hitting a really pretty fade or a lefty draw over the creek to get all the way down there next to the green. I mean, just get an iron out there and then make a right face, and you'll probably have around 150 yards in or so. Not that bad. So I have the 4-iron in hand just to play it safe no matter where I land. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 6th hole, and it's the number 9 handicap on this course here. Another par 4, playing at only 330 yards for us and tipping out at 389. And finally, probably the first hole that you want to miss to the right. Well, I guess the number 1 hole you kind of want to miss to the right as well. But the first hole that we've seen in a while that you want to miss right, obviously, because you've got a lake over there off to the left. So you don't want to flirt with that, naturally. And off to the right, all you've got is that bunker out there in the fairway that's a pretty fair distance down. And then to the right of that is an adjacent fairway for another hole. So yeah, no matter what, if you miss to the right there, you're going to be just fine. So, but an inviting enough fairway to, yeah, just pump one out there. And then once you get up to the green, obviously you've got one bunker to the back left of it, but definitely a sizable and inviting green, that's for sure. Now, once you do get up there, however, there's yet another creek to hit over right in front of the green. So, yeah, when you are making your approach shot for whatever yardage that is, obviously you're going to want to take a club where you can guarantee whatever number you have to make, and maybe then some, even on a bad strike. So, careful of that. And if you're a really big hitter and you're going for it in one there, if you're playing this tee box, because it's only 330, right? I mean, shoot, I've driven at 330 plus before, no problem, especially at this altitude. But be leery that there's that stream there, and you can't really see that stream from the tee box either. So if you are trying to greet it in one, and you happen to land right there at around 315 or so, yeah, you're probably losing that ball. So anyway, there's that. So without further ado, I got the driver in hand. I'm going to just hit a cut because cuts are all I'm hitting right now anyway. And yeah, see what we can do. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading up to the 7th hole, and the number 11 handicap on this course. Playing for us at 366 yards and tipping out at 428. So, yeah, in my opinion, this is probably a little more difficult hole than the last one, even though it's rated a little easier. But I don't really know why. But, I mean, it's longer. It's tighter. I mean, you got to shape it a little more with a little more intent. I mean, I don't know why they think this one's easier. But anyway, hard dog leg left here. So yeah, you want to miss left again. The good line here is to play it over that left bunker. Just smash it right over that, and you'll be set up in a real good spot to make your approach onto the green thereafter. Once you do get up to the green, you've got a couple of bunkers left and then another to the right. That'll catch errant balls up there. But apart from that, it's also a pretty large green. So, yeah, really not a whole lot to worry about there. And if you're going for the draw and you end up just hitting one dead straight and, yeah, go all the way through the fairway right in front of you, that's okay. There's another hole right past you there. And, yeah, you're going to be just fine from there as well. Although you will be introducing some tree trouble if you do that as well. The only thing you really don't want to do here is the only shot that I'm playing, which is a cut. So, because you really, I mean, unless you stack it way over there to the edge of the tee box off to the right, then those trees off to the left are kind of in your way to play a cut line. So, unfortunate. Anyway, I got the driver in hand anyway. Probably not the smartest move for me, but that's what we're doing. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the 8th hole. The number 13 handicap on this course, and I think that's pretty aptly ranked, if I may do say so myself. And the shortest par 4 on this here front 9. Playing for us at only 320 yards and tipping out at 357. So in this hole here, it plays pretty straight. I mean, I guess one could make an argument that it kind of turns down and to the right a little bit when you're getting ready to approach the green, but nothing to really write home about. It's just generally a pretty straight hole. That said here, you definitely don't want to miss to the left or you're going to be in some very thick trees, and that's probably going to be a lost ball if you happen to go that way. That said, if you go right, that's also some pretty heavy tree trouble that sort of just separates this hole from the adjacent hole way off there to the right. So if you happen to carve one out there and you end up way out there, you're probably still going to find your ball. Although you're going to be skyjacking some trees to try to get on the green. Outside of that, you got one lone bunker out there to the right, and that's pretty much it. Also, blind to you on this tee box, right up there before you get on the green is, yeah, you guessed it, another creek. Sort of a reoccurring theme on this course. Creeks right before the green. But so keep that in mind if you're playing from this tee box or whatever tee box you're playing from. If you think that you can make that kind of distance to try to get up there on the green, again, you've got another running creek right there, right before the green. So you should probably think twice about trying to pound one all that distance, because if you happen to land there, and everything kind of funnels down to that creek too. So if you just landed short and roll into it, easy to roll into it. Or if you just land over it, then you might, after you land over, it's actually pretty flat. So I really wouldn't worry about that. So, but once you do get up there, there's, one bunker right, one bunker left to catch errant balls, and that's about it. So, yeah. The approach shot here is actually pretty inviting, in my opinion. Unless the pin is all the way tucked over there to the left, and then you got to clear that bunker. That's kind of in the front left of it. So, I got the driver in hand. Just going to cut it over the left line and bring it back in from there. Let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 9th hole and the number 7 handicap on this course. For us, playing only at 361 yards and tipping out all the way to 397. So thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Midgard Golf with us, and good luck to all of you who are entering in the hat giveaway. sigh. Yeah, I hope somebody very deserving ends up rolling away with it. That'll be super cool. Can't wait to send it out to somebody. And we're going to keep doing hat giveaways all the way up to 1,000, where I'm going to up the ante to something cooler. So yeah, smash that subscribe button. If you don't win this time, we're just going to keep giving away more stuff. So you'll have plenty more opportunities. So this hole here, let's talk about it. Pretty much a straight par 4. Not a lot to worry about in the way of curvature here. No dog legs at all. So you got one bunker out there to the right, another one a little further down off to the left, off the fairway here. And yeah, once you get up to the green, then you're going to be dealing with 4 bunkers. So one kind of short right, one long right, and then one kind of mid left, and then one long left. So the only place that you can be in the fairway to have a straight shot onto the green without having to really deal with a bunker if you leave it short is off to the left side of the fairway. That said, if you go for a left side miss and you miss hard, then you've got all those trees over there off to the left and a bunch of native fescue stuff that you don't want to be dealing with. And then past that is traffic. So yeah, left is a bad miss here, that's for sure. To the right there, you've got a little bit of tree trouble too, and then you've got adjacent fairway off to the right as well. So right is definitely the more inviting miss off the tee box. However, when you're approaching the green from the right side, if you do miss that way, then like I said before, you're going to have to clear a bunker to get up there. So make sure that you are confident in the number for the club that you draw for your green approach. So without further ado, driver in hand, let's give it a rip and see what we can do on this last hole of this first part of this 2-part series out here at Beaver Creek. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time for part 2 of this gorgeous course.